Welcome back to Grady Newsource Political Report. Tonight we bring you live coverage from the historic Senate runoff between incumbent Democrat Senator Raphael Warnock and challenger Republican Herschel Walker. But before we check in with our live teams, let's once again take a look at these numbers. We've got a tie reporting right here with about 69.2% of the precincts reporting. It's a close race right now. Those numbers, they're going hand in hand, but we've got a tie right now, and we're going to go over to Jenna Monin, who's right here in Athens with us. She's at the Athens Democrats Watch Party. Jenna, what's going on there? What's the vibe like?
Thanks, Sydney. So I spoke with a couple earlier that told me they were a bit nervous and a little bit anxious that the race is still so close. And also, I will say the energy of the room has been changing quite drastically as Herschel Walker and Raphael Warnock are battling for that position of senator for Georgia. This election is clearly very important for the state of Georgia, as $80 million have already been spent on TV ads alone in just this 4-week runoff period.
Thank you for that update, Jenna. Our team, we did reach out to the local Republican parties. We reached out to the University of Georgia College Democrats and other surrounding county Republican parties. These organizations, they said they had no such events scheduled. We're going to take things over to the Walker campaign. We have Spencer Pipkin live for us in Atlanta. Spencer, how are things going over there?
Hey, Sydney. So as you can see, every time there's a new vote done or a percent goes up, it's kind of been a back and forth for both the campaigns. It's a little bit up and down, but as you can see behind me, people are pretty excited. The energy is good here, and Walker supporters seem confident. I spoke to a couple of Republican staffers, and they told me that they expected to see it tighten up even more as some of these metro counties get done counting, and as the early vote is through getting counted. So we don't know if that's true yet. We're going to have to wait and see, but that's what some of the Republican staffers on the ground are thinking right now. Back to you, Sydney.
And Spencer, thank you for that update. We're going to take things over to Warnock headquarters right now. We've got Ashley Valsavius there. Ashley, what are things looking like over there?
Hey Sydney, I'm live at the Warnock campaign. We've had a few speakers come in and out through the past few minutes. This race is very close right now. When we last checked a few minutes ago, Walker is actually leading Warnock by a small margin of about 5,000 votes. Now, that's kind of to be expected when you look at the results from last election night on November 8th, when there was a very tight margin of less than 1 percentage point of votes separating Raphael Warnock versus Republican challenger Herschel Walker. Now, as the votes keep coming in, like I said, it keeps going back and forth on who's winning. Warnock was winning a few minutes ago, now it's Walker. So it's very uncertain who is going to win this race. But we'll have more for you later. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks for that update, Ashley. Now we're going to go over to Maddie McCaffrey in the studio with us to explain for you the significance of this runoff and how it will impact the United States Senate in the coming years. Maddie, what you got for us?
Yes, Sydney. So we know that Democrats already have control of the United States Senate after the November 8th election. So what impact does this Georgia Senate race really have? Well, there's actually a big difference in the Senate depending on the results of tonight's runoff. If Raphael Warnock wins the race, then Democrats will have 51 seats in the Senate. And if they have 51 seats in the Senate, then that means they will have the majority on all the committees, making it more difficult for Republicans to have any leverage. If Herschel Walker wins the race, then the Senate will be 50-50 Democrat-Republican, which that's what it's been for the past 2 years, as Vice President Kamala Harris has been the tiebreaker for the Democrats. I'm going to send it on back to you, Sydney.
Some tight numbers right there, Maddie. Thank you for that. Speaking of numbers, we have some results here. It's still a tie right now, 50-50, with about 69.2 of the precincts reporting, but we're not going anywhere right now. We're going to take a quick break, but don't go too far. We'll be back here in about 25 minutes for more live runoff coverage from Grady Newsource.